everyone, this is my tutorial master video. I decided to make a presentation. My presentation is about place, which is level 5. So firstly, I will explain what is place. Place is the point where products are made available to customers. It is the way in which a product is distributed or how it gets to the customer. The product must get to the customer in the right time, in the right quantity, and in a good condition. Also, place is not about the business's physical location. It is about how the product is distributed to the customer. There are 4 different distribution channels, 4 different types of distribution channels. A distribution channel is how a product passes before it reaches to the consumer. As you can see in the picture here, the first way is direct distribution. This is directly selling from the producer to the consumer. Next is modern distribution. This is including a retailer. After that is traditional distribution, which is from a wholesaler to a retailer and then finally getting to the consumer. And then lastly, it is distributing through an agent. So firstly, I'll be talking about direct distribution. Direct distribution is when the producer sells goods directly to the end consumer. In this type of distribution, there are no intermediaries involved. And an example of this could be a local baker, because the local baker can make the bread and sell it directly to its consumers. Direct distribution is becoming more common since the introduction of internet. So some advantages of direct distribution is that there are no intermediaries, so they do not have to worry about markups being added to the product. So the product can be sold at a lower price, aiding competitiveness. Also, producers have the benefit from direct customer feedback and can respond to changing customer needs quickly. And the direct relationships can lead to increase in customer loyalty. And some disadvantages of direct distribution is that the retail outlets might not be so close for some customers, so therefore not a lot of people can access the product. Then also it may be hard to send items over the internet by post. For example, if the product is a furniture or a household object, it may be difficult because the product is very big. So the transportation of the product might be hard. And lastly, the firm does not share the cost of distribution with retailers. Next, I'll be talking about retail distribution. The majority of consumer products are sold via retailers. Retailers allow producers to achieve wide distribution. They can also help support or develop brand image. Retailers can also help promote and sell the producers' products. And an example of retailers would be Harrods. So some advantages of this way of distribution is that wide distribution is possible. Selling through specialist retailers can ensure that customers receive product advice. Also, selling through premium retailers can help a product's brand image. And some disadvantages of retail stores is that retailers often sell more than one brand, so the wide choice attracts customers to retailers, but at the same time exposes them to competition, so brands have to fight to get customers' attention. Retailers often add their own markups, which will make the product more expensive at the point of the sale. Therefore, there will also be a loss of control of product's quality, presentation, environment at the point of the sale. So next, I'll be talking about wholesale distribution. Wholesalers buy in large quantity from manufacturers and then sell in smaller quantities. This way This way, the price per product is cheaper. This is called buying in bulk. When a retailer does not have purchasing power to buy directly from a manufacturer, then they buy from wholesalers. Wholesalers provide a way for small producers to get their products into retail outlets. So some advantages are that wholesalers ensure that the product is available in both large and small retailers. Also, wholesalers reduce the cost of distributing products to a large number of retailers. Some disadvantages is that they add their own markup to the product's price. This may make the product uncompetitive. Also, the additional stage in distribution increases the chance of product being damaged. And lastly, the producer loses control over how the product is being stored. Next, I'll be talking about distribution through agents. The job of an agent is simply just to connect buyers and sellers and then manage the transfer of goods. Agents are mostly used by businesses that are involved in import and export. Agents can provide range of advice services. Also, agents are good for businesses with little experience of foreign trading. The advantages of distributing through agents are that they know and understand the best methods of distribution within their own country and can ensure that products get to customers quickly and easily. They also understand the language, culture, and taste of the local market. And they understand the laws and regulations involved with importing and selling goods in a particular country. And the disadvantages of distributing through agents is that the producer loses control over how and where the product is sold. So there's the risk of damage to brand image, and usually agents add their own markup, so therefore the price charged to customers may be high and uncompetitive. So what determines how a product is distributed? How a product is distributed is determined by a number of factors. So firstly, it is the market. It is the market geographically spread? Does it involve selling overseas? Or which distribution channels are used by competitors? Or another factor could be the product's characteristics, like for example, what type of product is being distributed. Is the product perishable? If it is, then the product needs to get to customers as quickly as possible. Also, another factor could be market coverage. The number of outlets of the product is sold in. Getting products into thousands of convenience stores requires many different stages in the distribution channels. Cost consideration could be another factor. The longer the distribution channel, the more it will cost, because wholesalers, retailers, and agents all add markups to the product. Also, another factor could be the product life cycle, where the product is in its life cycle, because there is different types of distribution for different stages. And lastly, another factor could be the customer expectation from the brand and the brand image. Customer perception and retail outlets and desire to maintain image affects distribution a lot. So another way of distributing products is by e-commerce. E-commerce is buying and selling of goods or services over the internet. Since the introduction of internet, e-commerce has become very popular. This form of selling is relatively recent, and today it generates a large amount of sales. There are 3 different types of sales. First one is business to business. Second one is business to consumer. And third one is consumer to consumer. So first, business to business. This is the process of one business selling to another. business of all sizes selling to another business. Businesses of all sizes can trade now with each other over the internet. This allows even smaller businesses to access cheapest materials by searching on the internet. And for example, an example of business to business selling would be a pizza parlor buying its delivery cars directly from a car dealership. Second type of e-commerce is business to consumer. This is where a business produces a product or services and sells it directly to the consumer. In the past, consumers had to visit the shop, but now e-commerce allows the customer to visit the retailer's online shop by going to their website. For this form of e-commerce, a business has to develop a website. A good website that should be created by the business should be good looking to attract customers and even new customers. This should be updated regularly with new products. Should have information about the product and the brand on it. Should have offers. The website should be easy to use. It should be informative and should be accessible to everyone. And lastly, there's consumer to consumer selling. This is one of the consumer selling old or unused products to another consumer. This selling method has become common since eBay and Alibaba and more companies. So here are the opportunities and threats of e-commerce to a business. So the advantages is that business can now access customers all over the world, which allows sales to increase for relatively low cost. Also, the costs are lower since for a business, as they have no shop to run, this means they can afford to spend more on advertising and on the website. The business can provide in-depth information on each product that is sold. By giving reviews and showing the products in action, this can give the customer a better understanding of the item that if they saw it packaged in a shop. The threats of e-commerce to a business is that the website may cost large amounts of money to design and set up. Also, if the website breaks or needs updating, then websites may need to be temporarily closed, which means the business might lose out on sales and damage its reputation. Also, lastly, selling by the internet, the customers expect fast and efficient services throughout the ordering of the delivery processes. And here are the opportunities. And so the opportunities, here are the opportunities and threats of e-commerce to consumers. The opportunities are that consumers can now search up the lowest price on the internet, and there will be more competition, so businesses have to offer acceptable prices and quality. This means consumers can access higher quality for less money. And also the internet allows customers to access reviews, feedbacks about the businesses that are selling and what they are selling. Consumers can also buy products from all over the world without having to visit the business. And the threats of e-commerce to consumers are that customers may lose money from buying through fake websites set up illegally by illegal companies. Illegal companies may set up fake websites that appear to sell products at amazingly low prices to attract customers. Also, customers can't actually touch or see the product. Therefore, they do not actually know the quality is good or not. Another disadvantage is that whenever you order something online, it takes time for a product to be delivered. This can be frustrating. E-commerce allows a consumer to buy products from all over the world, but can mean delivery time increases from day to day to weeks. And lastly, if there is a fault or issue with the product, it can often be very hard to speak to someone. Since many e-commerce businesses try to reduce cost by having minimum staff for customer service. So this is the end of my video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you understood. Now your understanding is better.